Hey, it's Inigo here and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to make a video about why people come to Finland and where they come from. So since I moved to Finland this year in February 2023, I've interacted with and met quite a lot of people from all over the world. So I would like to share my anecdotal experience with you, and maybe or hopefully it's interesting. And if you're considering moving to Finland, or maybe you've recently moved to Finland, it might be nice to know or to find out that there's people from your home country that have also made the trip or the decision to also come to Finland. So like I said, I moved to Finland this year in February 2023, and my reason is because my wife is Finnish, so we came here to live together. From my experience, this is the most common reason why people move to Finland. A marriage or some kind of registered partnership, maybe a same-sex partnership. I think even you can move to Finland if you can prove that you've been together for over 2 years, maybe without being married. I'm not too sure, but either way, from my experience, people are married to Finnish people, and that, again, like most common reason, and that is consistent with the evening courses that I've done, online courses that I've done, and the course that I'm doing now with TE-toimisto, which is the employment office here in Finland. Also, interestingly, I would say it's skewed more like men. I think probably it's more men that I've met overall. So maybe that kind of like influences what I've seen, the data. But it seems to be more men, although like this is also true for men and women that move here. So it's probably maybe 60-40, like roughly off the top of my head. But yeah, like that's the most common reason that I've seen. Another reason is family ties. So I've met a few people who have moved here that have some family ties, they have some Finnish blood in them, and they've come here. Maybe they had one parent that was Finnish. I can think of one woman in particular who was from Germany, and she's now living in Finland. She had a lot of nice experiences kind of coming here on holidays, and she just decided that this is where she wants to call home, so she's moved here. And I think, yeah, like that's quite a common reason, just having some kind of tie. And maybe wanting to reconnect. I don't know necessarily if it's a permanent move, but it's definitely something that I've seen, and another reason that I've seen across a few of the different courses. Next thing would be studying. Again, this is like pretty common across all the courses I've done, and I would say especially for people that want to study at university level. Probably on all of the courses that I've done, I've met people that are studying at university level. And obviously Finland has a really good reputation for education, so it kind of makes sense that people would want to come here to study, and they're on these language courses because there are some requirements that you need to keep up a certain level of Finnish, and if you want to stay here long term, then you need a certain level of Finnish to have a permanent residence or a citizenship. So that's another reason, and again, like I said, quite common. A fourth reason I've got is job relocation. So I've met a few people that have worked for international companies who were working in one country and then now have had to move to Finland due to either themselves or their partner's work moving them. I can think of one person in particular that I've met who is from India. They lived in India for a while, then they got moved to Canada, and now they've been living in Finland for about 4 years. And I think that's like a really difficult situation because you don't know if or when you're going to be moved again, and the Finnish language is very difficult. Not to put anyone off, but it's one of the more difficult languages to learn, especially within Europe. So trying to decide whether to commit and learn the language is quite a difficult decision, especially because if you're the one that's working in an international company, your spoken language at work is probably going to be English, and you can get by in Finland without knowing really much Finnish. So that might be quite a difficult situation to be in. And then the fifth reason that I've written down is kind of like asylum seekers or some kind of political unrest or conflict. I've met quite a few people from Russia and Ukraine, And those are people, I've not spoken with all of them, but some of the ones I've spoken to have said directly that's the reason why they've moved here. Not just people from Ukraine, but the people from Russia as well. They want to get out of the situation that's going on, which of course completely understandable. So that those are the reasons, and now I'll try my best to give my anecdotal experience about where people have come from. I definitely won't remember all the countries, but it might be interesting just to hear some of the countries, because even I'm quite surprised with how many people come from different countries that I've met so far. So I'll start with the first course that I did, which was an evening course face to face in a classroom. I've got two really good friends from that course still, one from Germany and one from Indonesia. I sat next to a guy who was from Russia. The guy in front of me was from England. Then it starts to get a little bit hazy. Definitely there were some, I think 2 other girls from Russia, someone from Italy, Spain. Then it starts to get a bit hazy. I can't remember all of them, but hopefully that gives a little bit more context about how many different countries people are coming from. Then if I go to my online courses that I've done with Helsinki University, I've interacted with quite a lot of people, and I definitely won't remember all of them. But off the top of my head, I've met people from Estonia, India, Iran, Germany, France, where else? China, Austria, where else? It's really hard to remember, especially those that I'm not in touch with anymore. I'm trying to think. Poland, obviously quite a lot of countries, and definitely countries I cannot remember. And sometimes in those courses you don't get to talk to people too much either, so it might not be something that I've really remembered. Oh, and another guy from England definitely was on that course. He was actually quite good at Finnish. And then going on to the course that I'm on now, hopefully I can remember most of the countries that I've met people from. So another guy from Iran I've met, someone from Greece, a few from India, Russia again, Ukraine, Ghana, Morocco, Senegal / France, Belgium / Congo. Where else? I've met someone from Poland on the course. Vietnam. I don't know if I said previously, but I've met someone from Thailand in a different course too. I'm sure I've probably forgotten someone, but again, hopefully that gives a bit more context of people that I've interacted with and the countries that people have come from. I also have some data, so I want to quickly share some data to see whether my experience correlates well with the data that I found online. I did find the data on Wikipedia, so for all I know it's wrong, but we'll go with it anyway. So 2020 population, so this means the people that were living in Finland in 2020, what is their origin as a percentage, and this is based on continent. So 4.2% were European, 2.4% were Asian, 1% from Africa, 0.2% from America. I guess that means North America, Central America and South America, and less than 0.1% from Oceania. Obviously this does not include people from Finland, because otherwise Europe would probably be quite a much bigger number. The next one I've got 2022 country of birth. So again, that means people that were living in Finland in 2022. Where were those people born? Interestingly enough, the number one on the list is Soviet Union. So those people probably moved here, a little while ago, and that's 1.1%. Estonia is second with 0.8%. Sweden third with 0.6%. Iraq 0.4%. Russia also 0.4%. I guess Russia and Soviet Union there will be some mixture there. China 0.3%. Somalia 0.2%, Thailand also 0.2%, and India also 0.2%. 2020-21 immigration to Finland as a percentage. So this is people that moved to Finland in 2021. Of those people, like which countries did they come from as a percentage? So Russia, you've got 10.4% of people that moved to Finland came from Russia. 6.2% came from Ukraine. Obviously, this being 2021, completely understandable that people came here because of what was happening then and still happening now. Estonia has 5.9% from 2021, and China and India both on 4.4%. Obviously, the lists are a bit longer, but I tried to keep it a little bit short just for the sake of the video. I'd say probably this data correlates quite well with what I've seen. A few countries there that I'm not 100% sure if I've met people from, so Somalia and Iraq, I'm not too sure. Sweden also I've not. And I guess I don't really know about Soviet Union, whether I might have met someone that said they were from Russia that would be considered Soviet Union. I don't know. But I'd say, like, for the most part, that correlates quite well. I've definitely met a lot of people from Estonia, and those people are really good at Finnish because there's some similarity, so that's a little bit annoying. But yeah, like, definitely met people from Estonia and Russia, and, you know, obviously country of birth, Sweden being third. I'm sure if you look on the map, you'll see that this is like Finland's neighbours, so it makes sense why people from those countries have probably moved to Finland. Maybe there's been some good work opportunities just across the border, so they've moved to Finland for those reasons. Or, you know, I guess it's like an easier trip to do if you're going to move to another country. It makes sense to move to a neighbouring country, I'm sure, or at least, you know, in most cases, in most scenarios. So yeah, that's the data. I would also say, like, from the background of the people that I've met, most of these people that I've met are like very, very like fairly well educated, like skilled, qualified, have they've had a good career in the past, and maybe age-wise, I'm 29, maybe 29 is the average, maybe a little bit older. I've met some people much older than me that want to come here. They've kind of retired and now they want to come to Finland. One woman from Austria, who she's retired and she just wants to, like, get away from, like, big city life and come somewhere that's a little bit slower, and, you know, she wants to be around nature, for example, so Finland is the perfect place. And someone else that I said, the woman from Germany, she's moved here, now she's retired and she just wants to spend time in the summer cottage and just, you know, relax and enjoy her life. So yeah, so average age, maybe let's say 30, I would say, maybe at early 30s might be the average. I've met some people quite a bit younger than me. I don't think I've met anyone so far anyway, like below 20, but maybe that makes sense if most people are coming due to marriage. Even people that are studying at university, I think most of those people are at least in their sort of early mid-20s that I've met. But yeah, like, really nice that people are coming here with good qualifications and, you know, obviously adding to the economy and the job market, and you know, they will eventually provide something to Finnish society. So, you know, I thought that was kind of quite nice. That's all of the information for the video today. If you're watching and you've moved to Finland yourself, or you're thinking about moving to Finland yourself, why don't you leave a comment below and just explain why you came to Finland, or why you're coming to Finland, and which country you've come from or you're coming from. It might be nice for people to read. I don't know how many people will watch this, but it might be nice for people to also read some other stories, and I'm sure I've probably missed countries out, or maybe there's some other reasons that I haven't considered or remembered. So definitely leave a comment, especially if I haven't mentioned your country or the reason why you've come here. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.